Mabuhay everyone, Mark Chess here. Welcome to the channel. And for today's video, I'll be giving you my performance review of the Anta GH2. So let's go. Before we start with this video, guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so, guys. Please support this channel. And of course, after this video, please like it if you can and share it if you can too. So what I have here in front of me is the Anta GH2 or the Gordon Hayward 2. If you're not too familiar with Anta, Anta is a Chinese brand that's really doing a great job right now in terms of performance basketball sneaker. Even their lifestyle sneakers are also awesome right now. So if you have the chance to drop by their store, please do check them out. They have very good materials in terms of the upper and very good performance in terms of the cushioning and the tractions of their sneaker. They have for basketball, of course, lifestyle wear, and of course, lastly for cross-training too. So if you're just hitting the gym and your budget is not that big, Anta can give you a very nice sneaker for a very affordable price, at the same time not sacrificing the quality of the sneaker. So my GH2 or the Gordon Hayward 2 colorway that I have here is the Chinese New Year colorway because I was really blown out by the aesthetics of the sneaker, especially the upper. I like the embroidery for the upper. So while at it, let's talk about the upper of the sneaker. The upper of my colorway looks like an embroidered material and it really looks nice. And the upper really depends on the colorway that you will choose. They have the green and white one and they have the gold white colorway. There's I think 4 colorways or 5 colorways that are out now. All of them walang tapon, they all look good, they look amazing, but I have to choose this as a tribute to my Chinese heritage. And I really like the pop of colors, especially for the upper. Even on the details of the lace loops, you can see stripes of gold there. Of course, Gordon Hayward's name around the midfoot strap, which also has a function. It's not just for aesthetics. So when you tie your laces around the midfoot part, it pulls the upper closer to your foot and hugging your foot well. And if that's not enough, there's this claw on the lateral part of the sneaker that also is part of the lacing system. So when you tighten up the laces, it will also hug your foot more and give you the lateral support that you need. And speaking of support, as for the forefoot part of the support, even though it's just embroidered, but there's an underlying material that is very thick around the edges of the GH2, giving you extra durability around those areas, and of course giving you extra support laterally and medially around the forefoot part of the sneaker. And as for the midfoot support, you will get it from this small strap plus this claw and also this last lace loop. It will also hug your midfoot very nicely. Overall, midfoot support of the GH2 is really nice. That includes a forefoot part, and also the cushion goes up and hugs your foot or cradles your foot so that you won't slide off the footbed. While the support found in the heel part of the sneaker is also nice, but I just wish that there's more lockdown to it. Although the Achilles pillows are really big, but there's a little bit of heel slippage currently right now. I'm not too sure because maybe it's because of the torsional plate, but it gotten better when I broke in the sneaker. But there's a little bit of space around the heel. But the quick fix that I did was really tightening up the last lace loop so that your foot will be pushed down to the heel part, so that's closer to the heel and giving you that very nice heel containment feel that you need. But you really have to choke the last lace loop in order to get that. Since it's a low-cut sneaker, it's very easy to put your foot in. It's actually a half booty sneaker. So this embroidered part is the upper layer, plus the inner layer is internal booty, which is very comfortable around your foot. So it's very easy to put your foot in. And there's 2 pull tabs on the thong and on the heel part to put your foot in really easily, and it's a low-cut sneaker. It's very easy to put your foot in. It has an internal heel counter for heel support and extra ankle protection. Plus, the cushion also goes up around the ankle part or heel part of the sneaker. Now let's move on to the cushion part of the Gordon Hayward 2. It also has the Alti Flash that is found on the KT6 or the Klay Thompson 6. The main difference that I'm feeling right now between the Ulti-Flash on the Gordon Haywards and the Klay Thompson, the KT6 has a softer or more plush Ulti-Flash foam compared to the GH2, which has a more dense feel to the foam. So you really have to break it in order to get that bounciness feel in the forefoot. At first, it was kind of absent, but after playing with them more, you will feel a slight bounce in the forefoot. And it's a thick slab of Ulti-Flash, don't get me wrong with that. And since it's a dense foam, it gives you the responsiveness, and it's not too high off the ground. The foam, like I said, it's thick enough and it's not too thin. It's just the right amount of foam. And as for the impact protection around the heel, it will improve over time. You'll feel the impact protection more as you break in the Ulti-Flash foam. And now let's move on to the outsole of the sneaker. It has this tiger stripe pattern of the outsole, and the rubber compound of the outsole is really hard, so outdoor use is okay and safe with the GH2. And as for the traction, it really grips nicely on the floor, although there's not much squeaking sound on the outsole, but it still grips really nicely on the floor. Like I mentioned initially on the midfoot shank or support of the GH2, it was kind of hard at first, but you really have to break it in order to get that nice midfoot flex. But it has a very nice spring back right now. You can see it springing back and a very nice heel-to-toe transition. It's really curved around the forefoot, so it's not that flat, but at the same time, it is wide. It's very stable around the forefoot to the midfoot part of the sneaker, which is really nice, especially if you want to plant your feet quickly and become balanced. It has a very nice stable forefoot part, and it's kind of decoupled, so like I said, it has a very nice heel-to-toe transition plus the spring back to the sneaker. And as for the heel, it's wide enough for balance. Other things to consider on the GH2 is it is really narrow around the midfoot part. Me as a regular footer, I still felt the narrowness around the midfoot. So that's one thing to watch out, especially if you're a wide footer. But the length for me, like I've said, for China brands, I usually go with my Euro size. This is a Euro 44. It's a US 10. So if I went up US 11, because there's no US 10.5 for the GH2, the length is perfect for me for a US 10, but it's kind of narrow around the midfoot. I think it's just built like that. If you can see the inside of the GH2, it's really narrow and it has a nice arch support. So if you're into that, the GH2 is a very nice sneaker for those who want a very nice arch support for their sneaker. As for the price of the GH2, it is 5,500 pesos. So not too bad, not too shabby for the materials that you'll be getting and the performance too that you'll be getting out of the sneaker. So 5,500 is not that bad. It's around 110 US dollars if I'm not mistaken. If you're a fan of Gordon Hayward, and maybe even if you are not, and if you want to try a different brand, Anta is the way to go. Better check out the Anta stores all over the metro. But if you can go to the malls, you can buy them over at Lazada. They have an official Anta store there. And as for the weight of the GH2, it is 440 grams, so around the average weight. Not too light, not too heavy too. So that's it for my full performance review of the GH2. Let me know what you think about the sneaker. And if you have them, let me know if you have played with them and how it felt. So this has been Marcius once again. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.